Hi guys, it's Monday and you're watching Color Me Queer. My name is Hilde and I'm one of your new people. I should probably introduce myself. I'm 18 years old. I live in Delaware. I identify as queer and genderqueer, which is a really broad label, but you guys don't need to understand my label. You'll get to know me. Whatever. This week's topic is gay and lesbian sex and misconceptions thereof. You guys should meet my cousin Lizzie. This is my cousin Lizzie. She's a guest star, even though I'm kind of a guest star right now because I'm new.
I'm a double guest star.
Double guest star. She's also a gay wad. Now the internet knows. I'm not sure if this is a misconception, but I feel like other people will cover the basic misconceptions, and I don't really know anything about them because I don't hang out with enough homophobes. I was reading Kate Bornstein. I don't know if you guys have heard of Kate Bornstein, but she is my very favorite gender theorist in the universe. And she writes all about how homophobia and the issues with gay and lesbian lifestyles and sex and whatever all come from a base issue with breaking down gender norms, because like if you are having gay sex or lesbian sex, you are inherently breaking a gender norm. You are going outside of your gender role. And that is, she theorizes, where a lot of the animosity and the hatred comes from. And I think that's one of the reasons that people come up with these misconceptions about gay and lesbian sex and will have these ideas like, am I making any sense, Lizzie?
I don't know.
You're not paying attention to me, you're just reading a poem. Lizzie's reading a poem that I wrote about her.
That's amazing.
I really only wrote it so that I could hook up with chicks. But, whatever. You're a straight person. Here, let's interview a straight person. Wait, this is my disclaimer. It's Passover right now, which is why I'm really late making this video and why my entire family's here. This is my cousin Rachel. She's a straight person.
I've kissed girls before. This is gonna be on I've never been on YouTube before.
Okay. So as a straight person, what are some misconceptions that you have, or I don't know if they're misconceptions, what are some assumptions that you make about gay and lesbian sex?
Well, I guess I make assumptions about guys having sex, but
Well, share.
I watch lesbian porn on YouPorn all the time.
Thank you for sharing. Assumptions about gay guy sex, then.
I don't know, I guess I'm curious about it sometimes. Like, how do you decide who's gonna be on the bottom and who's gonna be on the top?
Oh my god, that is a gateway to a really good stereotype.
Why don't they do like one and then switch? Or like, how does the other guy get off? The bottom guy.
But there's a prostate in there. It feels good
Yeah,
when you poke
I
it.
know,
Feels
but,
good
like,
when you poke it.
I understand that.
Do you know that?
Yes, well, I mean, I know that, but I mean, I've never done that. I don't want to
it doesn't
touch assholes, but they're not gonna ejaculate from having their prostate touched, are they?
My question is, I feel like when I like read things about straight people sex, I feel like girls don't get enough oral in straight people sex.
Yeah.
It depends.
I guess my misconception is that there are more blowjobs than there is like
I don't think that's a
going down on.
Not okay. When you're in like high school, like when I had a high school boyfriend, we used to do like just oral until he came, but I don't really do that anymore.
Right.
We would do a little bit and then we just have sex.
Right.
Or
See, I'm learning.
we would like no, not so much.
It's a really awkward way to introduce myself to this YouTube channel that just picked me to make videos on Monday. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. That was enlightening to the world of heterosexuality. So, I think Rachel brought up a really good point, that a really common misconception about homosexual sex is that there's this aspect of emulating heterosexual sex, that you have this, like, someone is the guy and someone is the girl. Like, in gay sex, someone is always taking it and someone is always giving it. That is a really strange way of putting it. And, like, in girl sex, someone is always the top and someone is always the bottom. There's the butch and the femme. And that's, like, a whole nother lesbian stereotype. But I think that's a really big aspect to bring into sex, is that, like, this is actually a misconception about sex in general, I think, is that people make this assumption that there is an unequal role. And, like, when you have the guy and the girl, you're creating an unequal gender hierarchy of, like, the person on top is the person with the power, the person on the bottom is the person submitting. And I think that's a problem. And I think that homosexuals have an easier job of not feeling obligated to emulate that, but that might be a misconception that I have about straight people sex. And that, like, the ability to take turns and to have someone on top and then someone on the bottom and then switch and to, like, have that power play. Because, like, sex is, in a way, a power play of, like, the person giving pleasure versus the person getting pleasure. And being able to switch that up is, I think, something really cool. And I think straight people don't always realize the amount of complexity that goes into homosexual sex.
Another misconception of sex is that there, like, is no sex.
Expound.
Well, like how do you define what sex is?
Ooh. No, but I think that a misconception about sex is that sex equals penetration, and that is a really interesting thing to play with when you are having girly sex. This has been Hilde on Color Me Queer collab channel. I'll see you guys next week. Kbye.